Shalom, shalom. First, I want to start this lesson with calling our power. Call halal, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And shalom to the hopeful elect across the four corners of the earth. I'd like to say unto you all shalom. Alright. Coming back with another lesson, basically to get on the topic of Cornelius was an Israelite, okay? Because that's something you, Jake. Hold on, Salaki. But, yeah, like I was saying, alright, so I'm gonna get, Salaki, man, something happened. But, Cornelius was an Israelite, something that Jake's be getting confused about, and just air it, so I'm gonna just go straight into Acts 10:1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Okay, so they think he was a Roman, okay, because he was in the Roman military, a devout man and one that feared Yahweh with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh always. Okay, so first I want to go to I want to get Psalms 10:4. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Okay, so this devil Esau will not seek after the Lord. Okay, and the Lord, so fearing the Lord is not in Esau. It says Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. So this devil is not seeking the Lord. Okay, unlike an Israelite will be seeking the Lord, trying to please him and fear him, and doing his will and doing the things that he commanded of him. Okay, because the scriptures also called him a just man. Okay, which was given to one of the titles to I believe it was Job or Lot. I can't remember exactly which one, but give me a second. It says Acts 10:22, and they said Cornelius the centurion, a just man, okay, and one that feared Yahweh and of a good report among all the nation of the Jews, was warned from Yahweh by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear words of thee. Okay, so he was a just man, So, he was just, okay? So, the heathens really can't be just, okay? The Edomite can't be just, okay? And it said that he sought after the Lord. So, okay, he feared the Lord and he looked after the Lord, but the heathens, it says he won't seek after the Lord, okay? He won't follow the Lord, okay? And he gave, and he prayed to the Lord, okay? Well, the scriptures say that the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen, okay? The heathens can't really get the Lord's name. The Lord will not hear the heathens, He's only really dealing with the Israelites, okay? Although we look like everything, Amos 3:2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Okay, so the Lord have only known, us. We're that holy and peculiar people to the Lord. Okay, so anyone, these heathens can't just pray to the Lord and he hear them. Okay, but the Lord heard Cornelius. Okay. It says Acts 10 and 31. It said, and said Cornelius, thy prayer is heard, and thine alms are had in remembrance in the sight of Yahweh. Okay, so the Lord accepted him, his offering, and he heard his prayers. Okay, which the Lord won't do with a heathen. Okay, it says in we get Proverbs 15 and 8. Proverbs 15 and 8. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. So what the wicked can do, offer to the Lord, is an abomination. The Lord don't want anything from the wicked. Okay, because he didn't accept Esau's offering. Okay, because he was a half trash offering, man. Because Esau don't really fear the Lord. That's why he was. It was never meant for him to receive the blessing ever. Because they don't really fear the Lord like we do. We really try to seek after the Lord. But the prayer of the upright is his delight. Okay. Us knowing that Cornelius goes back to being an Israelite. Okay. And one thing these jakes don't get, is that the gospel, our people were Hellenized, man. Our people were Hellenized. Romans 1 and 16, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, for it is the power of Yahweh unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. Okay, because our people started to get scattered, man. Our people started to look like the heathen nations, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So our people started to look like every nation. So, through Hellenization. Okay. So they look like the Jews and the Greeks. Well, they look like Greeks as well. Okay, because you go to First Maccabees. Let me start at 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus, okay, the Edomites, this is right here when the Greeks started ruling. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Okay, so King Antiochus wanted everyone to be one people. So that was, that goes into us mingling with, the heathen women, and our people starting to look like everyone. Us being Gentiles, serving, these dumb idols. We started to go off and become Gentiles and heathens, So our people started to look like the heathen nations. That's why you got all these so-called white people that look like, that's why you have all these so-called white people that act like Jake. So-called, Asian people, because this stuff was a long time ago. So through that, you still have the seed of Israelites in crystal clear so-called Edomite white people, man. Okay, because they look like everyone, man. Okay, because our people was Hellenized, man. The Hellenization period. Okay, so that's why it says the Greek, that believe is going to be accepted of the Lord and they can get saved, man. Because they go back to being an Israelite. That's not hard to really get, But we're just here to help, man. Let's see, is there any other priesthood? And this is just a precept that adds to that Psalms I had got. And as Peter was, Acts 10 and 25, and as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. So, if it said through the pride of his countenance, he would not seek after the Lord, what did Cornelius just do? He just humbled himself to a man of the Lord, to seek the Lord, okay? You know what I'm saying? It says he fell down at his feet and worshipped him, okay? Because he knew he was standing before a man of the Lord, So he was an Israelite, man. He goes back to being an Israelite, his spirit goes back to being an Israelite, you know. You guys are in that same spirit Jake was in then, being jealous, man. They Jake, man. They just look like heathens, man. Okay. Jeremiah 12:9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Okay. So our people look like everything, man. Our people look like, so-called white people, so-called black people, super dark brown, super light brown, chocolate, pale, whatever you want to call it. We look like everything and everyone. You know what I'm saying? So we are a speckled bird, We look like everyone, man. And that's a part of the curses, man. That we was gonna be scattered, okay? Shoot, Jake started dealing with heathen women when they was given their own land. You know what I'm saying? So how much more, when they were scattered amongst the nations, okay? The scriptures tell us that we was going to be scattered. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy sons have known, even wood and stone. So we're gonna be scattered amongst all nations from one side of the earth even unto the other. I mean, we're gonna look like everyone, because we're a speckled bird. We've been scattered everywhere. So our men are gonna mingle with their women gonna mingle with our men. And that's just how it was, So that's why our people look so different. That's the only thing. But this man had the spirit of an Israelite, man. He did everything that an Israelite is really supposed to do. He was a perfect image of an Israelite. A perfect example. He was a man of war, Then he started to fear the Lord. Okay? Who are you to tell that, man? Who are you to tell someone that? Okay? And it's not being just, who are you to say that he can't be saved, man? Because he's a Greek, which he's not really a Greek. But even the scriptures, it says that. So who are you to buck up? When it's talking about Greek, don't be simple. What I'm saying is, when it's talking about a Greek, it's talking about how they were Hellenized, man. They started looking like all the other heathen. Well, how they started looking like the Israelites started looking like the heathen nations. Well, they started to be as heathens because they were serving other gods, which led to them looking like other heathen nations because Antiochus wanted them to be all one people. Okay, it's common sense, When you start mingling nations and start being around people, it's a bunch of men. The sex, how that works is just sex will naturally be brought into that. And nations will start mingling with each other. Okay. So it's like you guys bucking up at the story that the Lord written when it was already prophesied that we were going to be scattered and serve other gods. And how that led up was, of course, we are a speckled bird. Okay. So we're going to look like every nation. Okay. But this Cornelius was a perfect example of an Israelite. Alright. So I ain't going to ramble it. It's pretty, self-explanatory. Lord's willing is edifying, man. Lord's willing is edifying. I want to end this lesson off with calling my power. Call halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakah Kadash. Shalom.